In this video, we're gonna discuss the 5 best degrees to choose in 2025. Picking the right degree is fundamental if you want any chance of finding a job in this incredibly difficult job market we are in 2025. But don't worry, because by the end of this video, you're gonna figure out exactly what degree is best for you. But before we get started, here's why you should trust my opinion. I graduated undergraduate university at only 20 years old, and after that, I went to work for Ernst & Young for 3 years, working in financial services. Then, at 23 years old, I became one of the youngest students in my class to attend Yale Business School. But during my time there, I've interviewed with hundreds of companies, including all the big names that you know. And I've learned what degrees have led to the most successful job outcomes. Without further ado, let's get straight into the first degree, and don't forget to comment down below what your favorite part was. First, we're gonna move on to nursing. Before we get started with explaining why nursing is one of the best degrees to pick in 2025, I want you to develop the mindset that helped me develop all the successful degrees that you need to know. Think about what AI can replace. That is things like what you do on your computer. It is data analysis and entry. It is things that robots can easily do. Nursing is the exact opposite of this. As a nurse, you have to attend to people in real life. You have to use interpersonal skills to understand how they're feeling and what they need. When people are taken care of, they don't want to be taken care of by robots, because that is not how humans work. Therefore, a degree in nursing is something that is not even going to be obsolete 10 years from now. A lot of the most prestigious jobs you can think of 5 years ago were things like software development or investment banking. These very data analytical jobs. But because of how AI has completely changed the job market, a job like nursing is far better to pick as a degree nowadays than 5 years ago. As a nurse, you're gonna learn how to take care of people and understand what they need to continue functioning. These in-person skills and jobs are fundamental to the job market. In fact, nursing is not only a great degree to pick in 25, but it is one of the most in-demand jobs people are looking for nowadays. As a result, nurses are in the position of power and are able to command very high salaries because of the amount of supply that there is. As a nurse, you're always going to be in demand. And in fact, you're able to enjoy some of the biggest luxuries in life, which is being able to travel around the world as a travel nurse and being paid exceptionally well for doing it. Unfortunately, as a nurse, the biggest issue are the long hours and the difficulty of the job that you have to do. A lot of nurses struggle with the stress that they see within their jobs, given that they're taking care of sick and unwell patients. But if you take that out of the picture, it is one of the best degrees to pick in 2025 because of how stable and in-demand nursing is as a career. Next, we're gonna move on to fine arts. Now, this is funny because a Master of Fine Arts degree is one of the most unemployed jobs in 2025. However, you have to understand that as AI progresses, one of the biggest differentiations of value that you bring to the table is who you are as a person. In the future, you're going to be seeing an increasingly big change of how important personal branding is in standing out for yourself. I want you to imagine the future 5 to 10 years from now. Given that AI can already fake great content out there, it's going to be very difficult to even understand what is real and what is fake that you see online. As a result, even arts, if you think about what art is, a lot of art has become algorithmic and done by AI. A lot of AI companies are exceptional at creating very good quality outputs for things like marketing and art. So if you're able to find a way to differentiate yourself and develop a brand behind the work that you do, something like fine arts and developing your name as a person is going to make you significantly stand out in a place where everyone becomes a number. That is why I chose fine arts as a great degree to pick. Because if you think of careers within photography or painting or even drama, these are all things where people go to watch the show for the actors, or people look at the photographs because of the person that took the photo. So yes, it's going to be as competitive as many of the other great jobs you see nowadays, but if you're able to stand out and create great work, you are no longer going to be at the detriment of AI outsourcing your job. Therefore, a degree within fine arts is an exceptional way to develop an identity with yourself and make a lot of money while doing so. Next, we're going to move on to political science, and I'm going to explain to you why I chose this as the third degree in this video. The first is working within politics, and the second is working as a diplomat. Can you imagine a future in the next 10 years where instead of a senator or a president addressing the public, all that would be stated was a description given from an AI output? In the same exact way, diplomats are people that travel around the world to be able to ensure that their country maintains strong diplomatic ties with other countries. These are jobs that require great interpersonal skills and are going to be very much in demand no matter how significant AI becomes within our economy. As a species, humans enjoy looking at other humans to give them guidance and to maintain diplomatic relations. It's difficult to imagine a future where people start to look at AI outputs instead of listening to people representing different things. Working in politics, political science, or even as a diplomat, your person and the way that you carry yourself is something that AI cannot do. For this reason, political science is still a great degree to pick in 2025. There are many different jobs within political science, so if you're looking at working as a lawyer, for example, that is not a great use of this degree. But if you're looking to work in politics, which is still a very human-run job, or even working as a diplomat, these are excellent ways that you can utilize your political science degree in 2025 to develop a very successful career for yourself. Next, we're going to move on to education. Now, this is a very interesting decision I've made because as you can see online, a lot of companies online have been able to provide education at a much cheaper and affordable option for many people. For example, Khan Academy offers incredible courses on pretty much any topic that you can think of for the fraction of the cost that you would get at going to a university, for example. Yet, even with all of the free education online, even with all of the difficult job outcomes, still millions of people decide to enroll every single year to go and get university degrees or high school education or even master's degrees. The reason why is because people have the strong tendency to want to learn from experts within their field and want to learn from these experts in real life. Therefore, people at, for example, Yale Business School are willing to pay $85,000 a year in tuition to be able to learn from experts who have developed successful careers for themselves. As a result, being able to work as a professor or even a high school teacher is going to be something that AI cannot replace because people enjoy being taught by different people rather than AI robots. As a result, if you find yourself being increasingly passionate about something like software development or some sort of job that is becoming difficult to find, why not take a step and work within education so that you can maintain your passion and instead focus on teaching the next generation of students rather than working the rest of your life within that profession. Education is a career and a job that is no longer going to become obsolete because people want to be taught by different people. As a result, by getting an education degree and supplementing that with whatever interest you enjoy, you're able to explore your passion and be able to do so while making money and educating others. Finally, we're going to move on to the last degree of this video, and that is physical therapy. If you think about what a physical therapist does, a lot of their job is in person. We are not at the stage of technological advancement where we have different AI robots being able to do the same thing that humans can do. As a result, with physical therapy, if you're able to help, for example, athletes or recovering patients with how to mobilize themselves and improve on their health, this is a very important thing that AI has not yet been able to do. In fact, a lot of the worst jobs to pick in 2025 are the ones that are done within computers. But something like physical therapy and some of the other jobs we talked about within this video are all done within real life. And that is what makes them one of the best degrees to pick in 2025. And even working as a physical therapist, you make quite a lot of money, work on a very flexible schedule, and sometimes you could even work for some of the celebrities that you know. For example, there's a lot of sports teams that require a great physical therapist to be involved within their team. So say you're a big fan of the LA Lakers, why not go and get a degree in physical therapy, become one of the best at it, and now go and work as a physical therapist for the Los Angeles Lakers. Physical therapy is still a great degree to pick in 2025 if you want any chance at a successful and stable outcome after you graduate university. And with that, in this video, we talked about the 5 best degrees to pick in 2025. In this channel, I'm going to give you advice on how you could become successful in the future. So in the meantime, check out some of the other videos that I've posted on this channel. And until then, I'll see you in the next one.